The nervous system has evolved to be completely open, completely receptive to love. I mean, completely receptive. But what happens is over time, because we didn't perceive we got the love or we didn't get the love, we start to assume this shape and say, okay, well, this is the shape I need to be in. And if I'm in this shape and I go through life like this, then I'm going to avoid punishment and I'll get love like this. Oh, with this person, I'm kind of like this, right? This different shape. And then we go through, but what happens when we assume a shape, a certain way of being, it's sort of like a hall of mirrors. And then it starts reflecting back to us how we perceive that we need to be, and then we start seeing everything through this lens, right? Someone who's insecure, you can say, hey, that looks good on you. Like, what does that mean? It's like, wow, I mean, that happens, right? Those kinds of things happen because that's the shape they had to assume. And so if we're going to start moving towards really understanding how to embody our own unconditional self-worth, we need to recognize that there's an aspect to us that is so important to recognize, which is the sensitivity of the nervous system. The nervous system evolved so basically to protect us in many ways, right? It wants to be optimized. It wants to be in a state of homeostasis. Okay. The problem with a lot of classrooms is a lot of kids, especially in high school, they're not necessarily in a state of homeostasis. They're like, are they liking me or they're not liking me? What's happening, right? And so they're more in that sympathetic, which is that, fight, flee, freeze, or faint, right? Even slightly. Imagine talking to your kids when they're really calm and like about a difficult topic that might stress them out versus talking to them when they're slightly stressed, right? When your kid's nervous system is slightly activated, or yours for that matter, if you feel shamed or feel wrong or bad, even if you're not making them wrong, but that's how they see it, the message doesn't translate. That shape is getting them to perceive something very different, right? And so our nervous system has evolved to become so sensitive that it picks up on everything, whether you're aware of it or not. So the slightest, you need something that sensitive so you don't get eaten by a lion, pretty much. But what happens is it translates into our social world. Someone's looking at you and they just look away like this for a second and back. The nervous system is like, whoa, okay, hold on, we gotta recalibrate. What just happened? And eventually we can become so guarded that we don't have the sensitivity anymore. So as you begin to work on yourself and you go through the fire of transformation of saying, oh, I gotta sit with that, what begins to happen is you start becoming more sensitive and more sensitive, which is uncomfortable at first, but it allows you to then feel in. It's almost like this is some shamanic tool and you're feeling into your child's nervous system. Thanks for sharing that. You're feeling your own. Keep breathing, don't say that thing you want to say. Yeah, it's not going to work, don't say it, stay there.